What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to the Late Night Channel Eeps. I'm your host, EEPMON, episode 76. And what a weekend it was. I would consider it a staycation here in my home city, Ottawa. Kind of like a cottage like experience. So it was quite relaxing, very relaxing. But if you ask me at this point in time, right here, right now, I would choose the city life any day. It's interesting. On that note, maybe perhaps I talk a bit about why it is I like cities and why I say currently, prefer the condo life versus a home life. Many people ask me this. Is it wouldn't be nice if you had your own property and your own home and, you have your own backyard, you have lots of space? And sure, at one point when I was very young, I said, when I grow up, I'm going to have a big, big house that's going to have at least 8 washrooms, 8 bathrooms. I'm going to have like 2 really big garages so I can have 4 cars. It's going to be a big mansion, so many rooms. Like, did I already say this? I'm gonna have like 8 rooms or 8 washrooms, 8 rooms. um, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be so big, and that was my childhood. One of my childhood dreams. I have cousins who would let's just say more well off than we were, and I was just completely amazed that they would have their own washrooms in their own rooms in their big mansion. It was big. It was huge. So I was like, oh, one day I will get that. But when I think about it now, now that I'm older, I start to think about, well, to each their own, everyone is different. But for me, I'm like, okay, all right, sure, I can get a big house, a big mansion. But what in the world am I going to do it? What I'm going to do it with? What can I do with it? Uh, the only thing that I can do is fill it up with more stuff. The first thing you do is when you get a place, of course, you want to decorate it. Get your furniture, get your plates, get your cutlery, get your blinds. But if you get a big house, then you are easily tempted having to buy a lot of things to fill it up with things, fill up with the rooms, this room needs chairs, this room needs a table. You're tempted to buy more stuff, to fill it with more stuff. And I just find this whole idea of like abundance and material wealth is sort of like, for me, it's old news. Like, why, me in my mind, why would I want to get a big house? If you have a family, sure, perhaps that's one reason. But I rather much have a smaller space because just one human being can only occupy so many area at one given time, right? Like, it's not like you're going to like go all 3 floors or 4 floors and do something different. No, I mean, we humans have a task. We have some work. Typically we have a station where we would sit and do our work, which right now I'm conversing with you, but this is where I also do my work. There's a place to eat food. There's a place for bed and nighttime, place for washroom, take a shower, laundry, and really it doesn't take a lot of space to have these essentials. And the saying goes, right? Do less with more, right? Less is more. Do less is more. Less is more. Uh, Sorry, I'm so freaking tired, folks. Not do less more. Do more with less. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock as I'm recording this. At a long day, but I'm so committed that every day I would do a video. So bear with me. Do more with less. Okay. And yes, less is more. Meaning that for me, if I have a smaller space, then I will be very aware and to assure that my area will be maximized. I would do my utmost to activate the spaces, and I would spend time in each of those spaces, right? Um, Kitchen, workstation, washroom, bedroom, you name it. And that goes, I think, a long way. And having a small space too forces you to um, be mindful of what you acquire for your space. And therefore, I've also become a little bit more curated in typically what type of furniture I want, because once you get that particular piece for your space, that's it, because you have no other room to fill more stuff with. So having smaller space allows you to kind of trains you to be more minimalist and more frugal in a way, not just how you what you spend, but also how you want to occupy the space. So I think that's very important. Right now, like as I said, like I don't even know what I would do with such a big spot. I don't know. Okay, another thing I like about having an apartment or condo versus a home is that genu- generally generally it is a more secure complex. There are several um, uh, checkpoints to get into the place, right? The fob key scanning, all that kind of stuff, right? And the fact that you're also in a higher elevation makes it a lot more difficult for the potentiality of theft. um, and depending on how well you're secure your building is, every fob is programmed to only be have access to the floor in which they are granted. um, so, and of course, okay, someone would say, well, you have more condo fees and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, but you know what? The condo fees um, will be used to uh, do a lot of maintenance, upkeep of your unit, interior and exterior. Just the other day, I saw the condo fees went towards a cleaning team, and in the early morning, I saw one of the cleaning individuals. It was just like cleaning the outside of the front entrance of my condo where I live. It's just really like washing just cleaning the exterior building wall, right? It's a black metal. It's like metal. And I thought it was kind of neat. I was like, oh, I told her, good job, very good, very, I'm glad you doing that, because I want to keep the space pristine, and it's good that someone can handle that kind of thing, right? Vacuuming the space, shoveling the area surrounding, um, taking out the garbage. We have the garbage chute, but then someone needs to take it out. So, I the condo fees would be, and we also have a mini gym, like, so of course, like I think that at the end of the day, it is worth it. Versus if you had a house, you're still going to be paying some sort of additional overhead to cut the grass, maintain the property, you know, um, and you never know. There's some black swan events where your air conditioning breaks, or your fridge like dies on you, or the washing machine. So there are these things that I think at the end of the day it balances out. But yeah, and also I like about condos, it's like a turnkey thing, right? Like, again, because all the maintenance is being handled I can be, at least for me, I can be at peace knowing that in the event that I need to hop a plane, go somewhere else, that the whole property is being maintained and well kept. And so it's a turnkey thing. I go in, I leave, and I leave. I go somewhere, come back, and then everything's still it is as it is. Hopefully, there's no leakage from other units and all that. But so far, so good. Um, but yeah, uh, for me, that's sort of the takeaway when I was babysitting the Juno. It's sort of like it's nice to have a house. It's really nice, but I just don't know if it's really for me. I don't know. I like the fact that being in downtown will, okay. Now, that's just me again, okay? I mean, take it for a grain of salt or for, you don't even need to care what I said, but like, look, um, one of the reasons I tell people, like, one of the reasons why I live in downtown is because it's a reality check for me every day. A reality check. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say if you live in the suburbs or somewhere else that's more quiet neighborhood and very peaceful, then you certainly are avoiding or not the disparity, the visible disparity that's happening in our communities. And where do you see it very front and center? It's typically downtown in any city, right? So as much as I love my place, but also being in downtown gives me a level-headed perspective and a pulse of how society is doing. Okay. Um, and I would say that post-pandemic society is on the decline. I go down and I walk outside, and like there are people that are just not there. They're on edge. Um, we do have a drug price a crisis happening. People are like, I'm walking down Riddle Street and got people shooting drugs, man, like that fentanyl stuff. I don't know. They just look like crouching like zombies, and I see that. Okay, now not glorifying it or anything like that, but that's the reality. And so me, it's a check of like, hey, we got healthy people. Things are great, but we also have this dark side that society tries to seem to not shine a light on. But for me, this is important because it's a you know um, it sort of it keeps me grounded, keeps me aware, and knowing that um, society isn't what we think it should be. We have big problems here in our backyard. So that's why I like downtown too. I like it because, well, it keeps me in check, right? Anyway, but overall, it was great today. It was a great weekend. Really relaxed, but I'm really tired. Um, but yeah, the week will begin. Well, Monday is already Monday now. It's 12:18 a.m. I am very tired, so I'm gonna keep this episode very, very light. So I hope you like what you saw. I hope you like what I had to say. Please like, subscribe, and any questions, leave a comment down below. But yeah, what's your thoughts about house? Do you like a home? You like a condo? What's your preference? Are you like me, where I like a turnkey style, or do you like something that's more like rooted property wise? Have a have a house. I say a lot. I'm gonna try to like control saying these sort of like bridges of conversations. Anywho, this is the late night channel Eves. Have a great evening, have a great afternoon, and have a great morning wherever you are in the world. Episode 76, EEPMON is signing off, and a good night to you all. Bye.